It's all about sacredness. It's all about paradise. It's all about coming together as one and sharing what you know.
We want people to see our culture. We want people to understand who we are.
From coast to coast, there's so many different Indigenous people, and they really have their own stories to tell.
There's so many different elements that draw you to Indigenous tourism.
It's a culture that more people need to know.
Now is the time to celebrate our connection to this beautiful, vast country.
It's pretty incredible.
It's like the real, true Canadian experience.
I consider myself a protector of this area. We as First Nations people, have that connection with all wildlife.
We're from this land. We're not just a company bringing guests out into our territory. It's deeper for us. We're going after orcas and humpback whales, sea lions, grizzly bears, black bears, wolves. This is the ultimate Canadian safari.
Traveling by canoe, there's no better symbol of responsible ecotourism.
It's a vehicle of getting around, but it's much more than that.
You are connecting with the land, the people that you're traveling with. You get to experience things that you would not experience anywhere else.
When you're shooting archery, to me it's more than a sport, it's almost an art. It really teaches us to be present, and that's a hard thing nowadays.
It's a good way to get everybody involved and learn a little bit about the Indigenous people and our ancestors and how we become one with Mother Earth.
If you want to learn anything about a people, you have to learn their food. True traditional native cuisine is just eating off the land.
To me, this is Indigenous. It's like I'm honoring my grandmother, like how she cooked. I want the guests to see how the food's prepared firsthand. Experiences like this are very unique and the most genuine. There's just I put so much good energy into it, and I just want the world to see it.
I think quite often with Indigenous culture in general, people lump us into one big group. But there's so much variety and so many wonderful flavors from the land and from the sea that we bring to the table. I think it's a small but significant food movement.
I made Montreal history. I'm the only Indigenous restaurant owner in the island of Montreal. And you know what? It took an Indigenous woman to make it happen. And I'm very proud.
More and more people are looking to experience culture in all its forms.
There's so many beautiful parts, the beading, the singing, the dancing, the stories, the legends, the language itself.
There's so much a person can learn. I can talk to you about ceremonies, I can talk to you about the powwows and meditation, vision quests, and so much,
For a long time, the government had outlawed the practice of Indigenous culture, Indigenous language.
When we talk about reconciliation in Canada, Indigenous tourism opens up a platform to bridge that gap together.
I kind of look at it as a responsibility now. Instead of starting a business just for the sake of starting a business. It's my responsibility to create space for other Indigenous people. This is really emotional.
It's allowing us to build confidence. It's allowing us to get out into our territories. It's allowing us to find who we are again.
Indigenous tourism is about bringing that culture not only to the rest of Canada, but to the rest of the world.